Thanks for having me. So the first thing is that, as you mentioned, there is no clear majority. There is no clear winner in France. However, as we saw, the coalition led by the far left and the left actually comes first, and this it means that there is no option. The next French prime minister would be coming from the left ranks. But however, there is no clear schedule, there is no agenda, and so far, French President Emmanuel Macron didn't deliver any speech, didn't make any statements, but there is a huge probability that we are now entering in a new stage, in a new political crisis, in a new turmoil, because it will be very hard to find a cohabitation, alongside the center, the presidential force, Macron political party, and the left, because there are too many differences of approaches, of perspectives, too many conflicts regarding domestic as well as foreign issues. The far left in France is instrumentalizing issues like the Palestinian issues in order to win support from French Muslim population. So we saw an instrumentalization of the Palestinian issues, Islamophobia, and the like, and there was a rising awareness regarding the fate of the French Jews, who are very afraid about what is coming on the ground with the rise of anti-Semitism. So we are now in a political turmoil, a political paralysis in the context of the Olympic Games, which will take place here in France in a couple of weeks. Because the far left has been able to reshape a new political process, a new political coalition, but this coalition is very weak because you have in France the former Socialist Party, who totally vanished from the French political landscape, and thanks to a new agreement which have been concluded a couple of weeks ago, they reach just a common denominator. We agree of nothing, just on one thing, that the far right cannot reach the power. Just these things. They're just focused on this idea that we stand together to stop the rise of the far right and to prevent far right to reach power in France. But if you go further into details, you will see that there are too many differences, too many conflicts between the different sensibilities of the left and the far left in France. For instance, if you take the European policy, there are many different approaches. So I'm afraid that France now is paralyzed because France now the left program, the program of the left is not very realistic, because France is unfortunately very weakened by its debt, by its economical crisis, and there is a loss of trust regarding the international markets. France is obliged to borrow more money to finance its its economical system, its social expenditures, retirement, salaries, etc. And I'm afraid that there will be a lack of trust within the international market. So France is on the verge of an economical failure if the left program will be applied in the next week. So we have a very tiny agenda. Emmanuel Macron will be obliged to nominate a French leftist prime minister. I'm sure that this future prime minister will be not from far left, but from the traditional left. But what is at stake is the lack of trust, the lack of credibility, and the lack of harmony, the lack of harmony within the uh, different tendencies of the left political leadership.